Welcome back. In the previous lesson, we have seen how to create a database, collection, and document in the MongoDB. Now, if you go further in the MongoDB Compass, particularly on the schema, and if you click on this Analyze Schema, this particular button, and here what you can see is that we can look into the different types of schemas that we have created. For example, ID is an object, age, name, and salary. So age is int 32, name is string, and salary is int. So it's not only the int and the strings that we actually store, we can also store the different data types also. Let's try to create some different data types and see how we can actually create in MongoDB. Okay, so for that, what I will do, let me go to my Visual Studio Code, and here let's create the schema. The first and foremost thing, as you can see, I'm in the test. I need to switch to the employee table first. We already know how to switch it. First, let me clear it. In order to switch it, you need to use employee. Now we have successfully switched to the employee database. Now let's insert the document with the different data types. In order to do this, we already know what is to do, which is db dot, we need to provide the collection name and followed by insert one, which will do the insert one document. Now use this parentheses, and within the parentheses you need to type the following. So let's do one thing. Let me run it in this way and delete this, and what we will do, let's press enter. And now it will immediately go to the next line, and we can see the nice indentation that was followed by the MongoDB, which is easy to read. Anyway, let's create the name. The name will be beam, and for this beam, let's create the age is 34 and salary is 40,000, and this is the already we have created. And let's see a different data type, whether he's a full-time employee or part-time employee. So for that, let me create a field which is full-time, and this could be either boolean values, could be true or false. So true or false is basically a boolean value, and everything should be the small letter case. And let's say the beam is a very busy person and is working in the different companies and is working part-time in this company. So in that case, what I'll do, I'll mention the full-time equal to false. And next, I want to also include some information, that is employee start date and end date, which is a date time. So employee start date, and this will be a date operator. So in order to create a date, what we can do is we need to use a variable new and date, and followed by the parenthesis. If you put this date operator something like this, this will create the current date. Instead, we can also do a different way, that we can also provide our own date also. So let me provide the date, let's say 2023 01, and 01 is the, let's say Jan 1st 2023 is what the time he has joined, and also we can mention the time information, which is 00, 00, and 00. Okay, so that's my start date, and let's also include the end date. Okay, when it comes to the end date, Beam is currently working in the organization and he did not ended his contract. So in that case, there is no information about the end date. So in that case, what we can do is that we can fill with a null, and this will be act like a placeholder. Okay, so we can also, in order to create a null, we just need to mention the null, null. And next we can, let's say, next variable or field is a phone. Assume that the beam is having the multiple phone numbers with him, and we're going to record the multiple phone numbers also. In order to record the multiple phone numbers, it's always good to use array, or in Python, it's basically a list. So let me create an array of phone numbers. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let me create one other phone number, which is 78901223. Okay, so this is another phone number, and I can put them in a list. And we can also give an address of them. Or you can put it in an array, or you can create your own document itself and specifically mention what street, city, and zip code. So in order to specifically mention that, we can create a document inside this itself. And inside the document, what I can do is that I can specify something like street, which is the fake street. And let's say we have a city, which is a fake city, and zip code is 12345. All right, so that's it. This is how we can create even the street also. Okay, so once you're done, and once you're done with all the details, and make sure you end with this parenthesis, the curly braces, and followed by the open braces. Now press enter, and this is successfully acknowledged, which means this record is successfully created. This document is successfully created in the collection of EMP. You can look into all the documents in the collection. In order to do this, you need to type db and followed by collection name dot find and parenthesis, and press enter. And this is how you can see the details, which is all the details that we have, and this is the recent details that we have added. And we can also even look this information even in the compass, which is the convenient way to look into all the details. And in this case, I am seeing only 4 documents. So in order to refresh this, there is a refresh button that you can see something like this, and click on refresh documents. And now it will actually refresh the documents, and now you can see there are 5 documents are there. Okay, you can simply scroll, and here you go. You can see the details of the beam, and we have the name, age, salary, full-time, which is a Boolean, and start date, which is actually a daytime, and end date, phone number, even address is also a document itself. This is how we can actually create it. Okay, and if you click on this button, which is a document view, and you can also expand this, and you can see all the details. Cool. So this is how we can create a document with multiple data types. In the next lesson, we're going to discuss about the limit and sort functionality in MongoDB. I will see you on that. Until then, happy learning.